As you heard before the break, Maple Ridge Mission MLA Mark Dalton is now the subject of one of the recall campaigns underway by BC Citizens for Recall. And Mark Dalton joins us now on the phone to respond to some of their complaints. Thank you so much for being with us, Mr. Dalton.
A pleasure, Samantha.
So I just spoke with Jennifer Heighton, and she has quite a few complaints that she says reflects a lot of your constituents.
Okay.
She says that you have been relatively absent, that one of the most important issues facing your region is the Mission Hospital, that nurses are overwhelmed, that 10 have left, that there is funding only for 24 visits per day when the average is 39. They're concerned about your political affiliations, that you have been a Liberal, now you've expressed your desire to run federally for the Conservatives, so they feel that there's a little bit of a split focus there. Shall I go on? There's more complaints.
Well, I can address some.
Sure, let's start with that.
Then we'll take one by one. That'd be fine.
Okay, yes.
First of all, I mean, there's always going to be individuals and organizations that won't be happy with the last election, and that's a backhanded way, in my opinion, to refight the 2013 election. And they're using the recall initiative to reverse that. I have been working extremely hard as an MLA for past half dozen years. I'm in my second term. The last election I won with a significantly larger margin, and I know that I've seen strong results. You mentioned one issue, the Mission Hospital. Well, just a few years back, they were on the verge of closing the emergency ward. And that's something that I fought against and worked hard to see reversed, and that indeed happened. The emergency ward is still open, and in fact, the Mission Memorial Hospital has expanded significantly. We have campus of care and another facility worth tens of millions of dollars. So it's actually been quite different than what has been said by Jennifer.
So there isn't a nursing staffing issue at that hospital?
There are always issues right there, but it is a good hospital. I just actually talked to a nurse a couple days ago, and there's an increased collaboration between the Abbotsford Hospital and also the Mission Hospital. So that's positive. So they're working together. These things are being addressed. I've asked for a report from Fraser Health to give an update on the situation there, and we'll look at that, and we'll bring forward these issues as I'm presented with them. So
there could be a nursing staffing issue at Mission Hospital?
I can't speak to that right now because I don't have those details. Okay. I do know when I discussed this matter with a nurse a few days ago, because I had heard that there was 10 nurses that had left, and I thought, was this the number of positions were actually lost? And that's not the case. There was a turnover. Right. So the positions are, I believe, have been filled.
Okay. Well, let's move on to your political affiliations. What about the split focus and the fact that you do want to run federally for the Conservatives?
Sure. Yeah, so I'm a BC Liberal, and a BC Liberal is a coalition of federal Conservatives and federal Liberals. And I've always been a federal Conservative, and so I had not expected to be in the situation I'm in right now. As far as running for a nomination, I had fully expected that Randy Camp, the Member of Parliament, Conservative Member of Parliament for Pitt Meadows, Maple Ridge, and Mission, would be continuing for another 4 more years. I actually signed his nomination papers. So my long-range plans have always been to run federally. I speak French, I'm Métis, I'm from a military home and lived across Canada, and I wanted to take the experience I had provincially to the federal level. And so when this opportunity came, when Randy announced that he was not seeking re-election, I had conversations with the Premier, with BC Liberals, and we felt that it would be good for me to sit during the term of the nomination, during the time of the nomination, as an independent. But I am still supportive of the Premier. I'm voting along with the government. I remain a BC Liberal member, though I'm not within caucus. And if I'm unsuccessful in the nomination, then I will return to the BC Liberal caucus. I am on good terms, but I am an independent at this point.
So, Mr. Dalton, how does it make you feel, though, as a politician, that this is the second time in 4 years you're staring down a recall campaign?
Well, I think it's human nature to like to be approved by everybody, but that's totally unrealistic as a politician, especially. So, that comes with the turf. I know I'm focusing on my work, which is working in with my constituents. I haven't missed a day in Victoria. We're in session until the end of May. I'm meeting with organizations, advocating for them. My offices in both Maple Ridge and Mission and Victoria are all open to serve the needs of constituents. So I'm working very hard on behalf of constituents.
Are you confident that this recall campaign will be unsuccessful?
Well, that's something that's out of my hands. I have to focus on my job, which is to represent my constituents. I'm doing that.
Okay, well, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
And addressing some of their concerns. That is Mark Dalton, independent MLA right now for Maple Ridge Mission. Well, he was supposed to